These are the new Virum headphones that you can back on Kickstarter right now. Are they my new favorite headphones? Let's find out. So sit down, grab a cup of coffee, and let's talk about the new Virum headphones. Looks like they've done pretty well for themselves. They have $171,925 pledged of a $53,000 goal. Looks like the €325 pledge is still open. You get the Virum 2 Basic, which includes the headphones and 2-meter single-ended cables. Retail price of €400. So you can still get a bit of a deal. I think they're going to be shipping in November. If you want to learn more, if you want to learn more details about what pledge gets what headphones, well, I'll link that in the description. Let's talk about build quality. If you want details about these headphones, this is not the channel for you. I'm going to look at them, I'm going to show them to you, and I'm going to talk about them. I don't know what they're made out of. It's very smooth. Is it wood? Is it plastic? I don't know. But this is what they look like. And they are very unique looking. Personally, I find it really cool. I love the Virum 1 headphones. I like the looks of these a little bit better. The Virum 1 headphones had a very unique kind of wooden look to them. I like them so much, in fact, the Virum 1s, that I sent them around to my patrons. The Virum 1s did a bit of a patron tour, and they are still with a patron. I think the Virum 2s take those design philosophies and expand upon them. Kind of everything that was cool about the Virum 1s and make it easier. This, for example, instead of having to unscrew this piece right here now, you can just push it up and push it down. Top pivots back and forth to get a really good fit, and it's got a nice headband thing. It's got a nice head support that's perforated
for optimal cooling.
This reminds me kind of like the Millennium Falcon's window, or actually probably the scene in Return of the Jedi when they're on the Death Star and the Emperor's like watching the battle. It's kind of cool. I got two pad configurations. One looks like a hybrid pad. The other one looks like a full vegan leather, which I wish it was real leather. I don't know, could be real leather. Goat leather is what people should be using. Very durable, very affordable. It's awesome. At the bottom of the cups, you have two 3.5 millimeter connections. It came with this cable, which is a braided cable. It's very nice. It said 2 meters, but I don't know. It probably is 2 meters. I don't know how many meters tall I am. I'm 6'1", longer than 6'1". So build quality, I think, is excellent. Design quality, well, that's going to be up to you. It's not going to be for everyone. I, however, like it. Very different from most headphones. Virum is a very small company. When I say very small, I think it's one guy out of the Ukraine making these headphones. They're planar magnetics. They're easier to drive than the Hifi Sandaras. How do I know that? Because I've been comparing them. Sandaras are one of my favorite headphones. They're from Hifi. I think they're coming in around $300, $350 when they were released. So there is pricing parity between these two products. You'll also notice on the full leather cups, they have these vents right there. They look to be different grommets, actually, but maybe that's on purpose. I don't know. I don't want to take them off because well, I guess that's pretty easy. I guess they're magnetic, which makes it very easy to take off. Are they magnetic? So good at reviews. Yes, they're magnetic. Okay, so changing ear pads is a snap. All right, let's listen to them. For electronics, I have the Gishelli Labs J2 DAC. I believe this is the AK4499 with a Sparkos op amp upgrade. That's going into the Arcol 2, which is a single-ended headphone amplifier. It does have tone controls. However, I will not be using the tone controls. I have them hooked up single-ended, not balanced. Why? Because I couldn't find my short balanced cables. I'm having someone organize the house right now, and I don't know where she put them. As far as sound comparisons go, right off the bat, there's a sensitivity difference between the Sandaras and the Virum 2s, which makes it extremely difficult to really dig into the details, because even a slight increase in sensitivity or decrease in sensitivity can fool our brains into thinking there's a ginormous sound difference. But if I'm painting with broad strokes, off of the bat, the Sundaras are a little bit darker than the Virum 2s, which really surprised me because I thought the Sundaras were very revealing. And I think they are. I just think the Virum 2s are more revealing, especially in the mid-range and treble. The bass on the Sundaras is a little bit thumpier, but let's stop talking and let's start listening. Right now I'm listening to Lena Hall, the cover of Creep. If you haven't listened to this track, I highly recommend it. I'm listening to Tidal right now. Her voice is coming in very clear. I don't feel like there's any fatigue going on with these headphones. A lot of vibrato in her voice. The piano is clean, slight veil to it. All right, let's compare it to the Sundaras. Yeah, definitely darker on the Sundaras. Yeah, so there's less detail in her voice. The piano is more veiled, less vibrato in her voice too. Female vocals, I'm going to give the win to the Virum 2s. Virum 2s. Alright, You Know You're Right by Nirvana. It's off the Bleach album, which incidentally, I just bought that cassette. Getting back into cassettes, baby. This is a very full bass line coming on at the beginning. So really about 14 seconds forward, 14 seconds on. A lot of thickness, but cleanliness. And the bass line. All right, at the 38 second, 37 second mark, his voice starts to come in. A little bit harshness in his voice. He screams a lot. Now, to be fair, I don't think this is a solid recording. This is at the beginning of Nirvana's career. Actually, I believe that Sub Pop Records out of the Seattle area still owns the rights to release this record. I think Geffen released all their records after this, which is cool because you can get a new copy of this on cassette. All right, about the 57 second mark on Kurt Cobain's voice comes in. It's a little bit gravelly on these. Let's see what it sounds like on the Sundaras. Oh yeah, way darker. Way darker. So with this poorer recording, I think it sounds better on the Sundaras. But I think bass is also darker. I think a little bit slower on the Sundaras. So the cymbals also less prominent on the Sundaras versus the Virum 2s. So if you have a poor recording, I think it sounds better on the Sundaras. Still sounds good on the Virum 2s until you crank it up. Then it starts to get a little bit intense. I'm hearing a little upper mid-range forwardness in the vocals. It breaks down. The cohesiveness breaks down. Male vocals, I would say upper mid-range is much more forward on the Virum 2s than it is on the Sundaras. Throw Me Away by Korn, MTV Unplugged. Oof. This is absolutely a wonderful track to test speakers, to test headphones, really to test anything. At the beginning, there is taiko drums, Japanese taiko drums. Comes in at the 26 second mark. So the drums come in. You have to listen to that track too. It's really awesome. The initial attack of the hits on the taiko drums, I was just lacking something. I've been listening to a lot of high-end speakers. I just came back from a hi-fi show in Malaysia, so I was hearing some really expensive stuff. I feel like the cohesiveness of the drum strikes was a little bit brief and lacked just a touch of fullness and frankly a little bit of realism. You know, these remind me a little bit of Emotiva speakers. I love Emotiva speakers, but I don't think Emotiva speakers and I don't think the Virum 2s are as accurate as far as like what a real instrument sounds like. It's a little bit cooler than having it be in the room. That doesn't matter though, because they still sound awesome. They just sound different. If you're into clarity, if you're into a revealing headphone, I think it's awesome, but not necessarily 100% realistic. So at the 39 second mark, there is more drums that come in. These strikes do seem more realistic than the initial drums that came in around 26 seconds. The drums end around 105, 106, 107. Drums in around 109, guitar comes in. His voice comes in at 123. Full, a little bit of sharpness in the upper registers of the mid-range. At the 135 second, he goes, love, full of hate. It's good. It's good. It's good. A little bit of an edge to it. So what are my final thoughts? I love the Virum 1s. I love the Virum 2s. I don't have the Virum 1, so I can't say that this is, I don't know. I don't have the Virum 1s anymore, so I can't compare them. Compared to the Sindaras, though, I'd probably be grabbing the Virum 2s over the Sindaras. It's kind of amazing because I thought the Sindaras was a super detailed, revealing headphone. Virum 2s are more. Now, it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea because I think the Sindaras maybe have a little bit more accuracy in their reproduction of the music. Virum 2's a little bit cooler, like an Emotiva speaker, but I like Emotiva speakers. I think it's a steal, absolute steal at 400 euros. I think it's a great price. It's going to be competing with the Sindara and also the Hifi Min Edition XS. I love all three of these headphones. Didn't really compare it to the Hifi Min Edition XS, but off of memory, XS are going to have more bass slap. So if you want something that is very unique, if you want something that's made by a very small company that's passionate about making headphones, then I would back this thing on Kickstarter. So to answer the question, is this my new favorite headphone? Yeah. If I wanted a little bit more bass though, I'm grabbing the Hifi Min Edition XS. But this is definitely my style, and this would definitely stay in my stable of headphones. No more Sennheisers here for me. If you want to watch something about my hi-fi journey and why I am 100% back into cassettes, check out the video here or here. Thank you for watching.